Hi, matey. Welcome to Bram High School Spring Play, Treasure Island, a radio play by Ruth Giordano and published by the Drama Notebook. The sound effects here were created by our techies, and our commercials were written by our actors. We've been hard at work. Enjoy the show.
How can we help you?
I need my car fixed.
What's a car?
She means a land ship. We can fix your land ship.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Aye, no problem, matey. If you need a newer used land ship or you want your own repaired, come down to Bram Motors Incorporated. We're located on 216 South Main Street, Bram. We're open from 7:30 to 5, and you can call us at 320-396-2962. Arg!
Well, that one was written by Cody, Hannah, and Allison. If you're wanting some food, take your land ship on down to Subway. This one's performed by Callie, Luke, and Ava.
Do you want a sandwich?
Do you need a sandwich?
Yes. At Subway, you can have one.
Yes. Put crisp cucumbers, luscious lettuce, and or roasted ham on your bread of choice. Can I toast it?
Yes, and don't forget the soup.
Yes. Subway sells soup. Come visit at Central Drive East, Bram, Minnesota.
Or maybe you're in the mood for some beefsteak. Let's see what Rachel and Delaney have to tell you.
You see, Skunks, I'm sick of all this fish.
Arg, matey, come on down to Bram Meats and get all the meat and cheese that you'll treasure.
Aye, aye. Call in your order today at 320-396-5081.
Or visit us at 124 Central Drive, West Bram. Make sure to check out the jerky and the meat sticks.
Thank you, Rachel and Delaney. Arg, me. Maybe you should bring your land ship on down the road to Pizza Pub. Carter and Leah have this one.
Do you want some pizza?
Where do I get the pizza?
Pizza Pub, of course.
It's your birthday? You can celebrate at Pizza Pub.
The Bram Pizza Pub even has a small arcade.
Pizza Pub even has burgers and salads.
So call 320-496-4222 and have your food delivered, or come to Pizza Pub at 128 Main Street, Bram. Great quality food, so take out or dine in.
Opening and delivering daily. Hours are 3 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Get yourself on into Core Chiropractic, you lubbers.
Core Chiropractic. Life is hard, so why not let us address some of your problems for you?
Here at Core Chiropractic, we offer massage and adjustment therapy with specialized one-on-one treatment.
We have a team of massage artists and chiropractors who would love to have you come in and help you out with any problems you have.
Every weekday, we open at 9 a.m.
On Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we close at 5:30.
On Tuesdays at 3.
And on Fridays at 1. Feel free to check out our website or give us a call at 320-396-3375.
Once you schedule an appointment, our location is 120th Central Drive, West Bram.
Come in and we'll get you feeling back to 100%.
We'll see you at
Core Chiropractic.
Thank you, Jody, Brett, and Ayla. Should head on down to the floral shop next. This one's performed by Lydia, Joy, and Hannah. Is your girlfriend mad at you?
Yeah.
Do you have a hot prom date?
Yeah.
Did your favorite succulent die?
Yeah.
Or maybe you just need a quick caffeine fix. Either way, Bram Country Floral has got your back.
Grab a corsage for your prom date and maybe some coffee too. Maybe your second favorite succulent, Greg, has been feeling lonely lately. Stop in and get him a new friend and name it Ronald.
Even if you're just passing through, Bram Country Floral is the place for you. Open weekdays 7 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to noon. Call them at 320-396-2188 for more details and visit them at 128 Central Drive West.
Before you bring your land ship home, stop in at Mike's Discount Foods, written by Jaden, Sophie, and Ed.
If you like epic food at epic prices, come on down to Mike's Discount Foods. Here you can find good deals on an ever-changing assortment, discontinued, organic, and other specialty foods. They sometimes even have big bags of cheese, my personal favorite. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 320-396-5085 or stop in at 146 Main Street South, Bram. We're open 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday.
Bram School supports all of our local businesses and encourages everybody to shop small during these unprecedented times. We hope you enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bram Radio Hour. Today, we'll bring you a tale of adventure on the high seas, a beloved tale of pirates, secret maps, buried treasure, and revenge. Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson.
Squire Trelawney and Dr. Livesey haven't asked me to write down the whole story about Treasure Island from the beginning to the end, keeping nothing back. I take up my pen in the year of grace 1783 and go back to that time 19 years ago when my mother kept the Admiral Benbow Inn, and the brown old seaman with a saber cut on his cheek first took up his lodging under our roof. I was 14, but I remember him as if it were yesterday.
15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Drink and the devil have done for the rest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Jim, there's a man coming up the road. Go and see what he wants.
Yes, Mother.
He came plowing to the inn door, his sea chest pushed behind him on a hand barrel. He looked a sight, a tall, strong, heavy, nut-brown man, his pigtails falling over the shoulders of his soiled blue coat, his hands ragged and scarred, and the saber cut across one cheek, a dirty, livid white, singing that old sea song.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Yo, open up in there. Now then, boy.
Yes, sir.
What do you call this place?
The Admiral Benbow Inn, sir.
Admiral Benbow, eh? Nice, lonely-looking, pleasant, city-ated grog shop. Folks don't come here much, do they, boy?
No, sir. Not many customers to our door, alas.
No? Well, then, it's the berth for me. I've a mind to stay here a bit. Here, you matey. You with the wheelbarrow. Help up my chest. Aye, aye, Cap! You too, boy. It's heavy.
Yes, sir.
Call me Captain, boy. Captain.
Yes. Oof, Captain.
Just one more thing.
Yes, Captain.
You ain't seen him, have ya?
Seen who, Captain?
A seafaring man. You might have seen him somewheres. You can't tell. Let me know the moment you do, boy.
Yes, sir.
With one leg.
Yes, sir.
Captain.
Yes, Captain.
And bring me a noggin of rum, boy.
We never knew his name. We call him the captain. All day he wandered on the cliffs with a brass telescope, staring out at sea. All evening he sat in the corner next to the fire and drank rum. And every day when he came back from his stroll, he would ask the same question.
Any seafaring man go by today along the road?
No, Captain.
You wouldn't lie to me, would you, Jim?
No, sir.
Jim, there's a silver coin for you on the first of every month if you'll keep your eye open for a seafaring man with one leg. Call me the moment you see him.
A seafaring man with one leg. How it haunted my dreams. On stormy nights, when the wind shook the house and the surf roared, I could see him. The leg cut off at the knee, an evil eye.
You'll keep your eye open, won't you, Jim?
The captain stayed on week after week, month after month.
And never a penny of money, Jim. Not a penny has he paid us since the day he came here. And me, a poor widow woman.
Mother, why don't you ask him for some?
Well, I'll tell you the truth, Jim. I'm afraid to ask him.
In all that time, none of us ever did see him open that great sea chest of his. There were nights when he took a deal more rum than he should.
50 men on a dead man's chest.
He would force anyone who came to the inn to listen to his stories. Dreadful stories they were, about walking the plank and storms at sea, and wild deeds in places on the Spanish Main. He must have lived his life among some of the wickedest men that God ever allowed upon the sea. The cabman had been living with us almost a year when there occurred the first of many mysterious events. It was one January morning, very early. The cabman sat down the beach with his telescope under his arm. My mother was upstairs, and I was laying the breakfast table when the parlor door opened and a stranger stepped in.
Hey there, Sonny. Is this table for my mate, Bill?
I'm laying this for a man who stays in the house. We call him the captain.
Well, my mate Bill, he be called the captain, like as not. Now, I'll be guessing that your captain's got a cut on one cheek, eh?
Huh?
But of course, save me. There he is now. There's my mate Bill. Bless his old heart. You and me, Sonny. We'll give Bill a little surprise. We will.
15 men of them stiff and stark. Yo ho!
Hello, Bill. You knows me. You knows an old shipmate, Bill, surely.
Black Dog, so you've run me down. Speak up. What is it?
That's you, Bill. Always right to it, Billy. We'll have a glass of rum, and we'll sit down, if you please, and talk like old shipmates. Sit down, Bill. And you, Sonny, get some drink for us.
Yes, sir.
And none of you listening in on me, do you hear?
What are you doing here? How could you do this to me?
For a while, I could hear nothing but a low cabin. Suddenly,
No, with an end to it. If it comes to swinging, swing all, say I. Take that, you blackguard.
I'll scare you, gizzard.
You'll be feeding the fishes.
Ah!
I saw Black Dog, streaming blood, run off down the road. Presently, the captain returned, alone.
Jim.
Here, Captain.
Give me some rum.
Captain, are you hurt?
I must get away from here. Get away, that's what.
What's happened, Jim?
It's the captain. Mother, he's wounded.
The captain? Oh, dearie me. I've been afraid of something like this ever since he came into the house with that old chest of his.
I got the rum and tried to put it down his throat, but his teeth were tightly shut, and his jaws were as strong as iron. An hour later, our friend Dr. Livesey came in.
Where's he wounded, Doctor?
Wounded? A fiddlestick's end. No more wounded than you or I. The man's had a stroke.
Where's Black Dog?
Black Dog? There is no Black Dog. You've been drinking rum, man, and you've had a stroke. Now, listen to me. Rum will kill you. If you take even one glass, you'll die, and the world will be rid of a very dirty scoundrel.
About noon the next day, I stopped at the captain's door.
Who is it?
It's me, Jim.
Come in, Jim. Come in.
He was lying very much as we had left him.
Jim, you know I always been good to you. Now, you see, mate, I'm pretty low and deserted by all. Jim, you'll bring me a noggin of rum, won't you, matey?
But the doctor...
Doctors! Pah! If I don't have a dram of rum, Jim, I'll have the horrors. Seen him already. Seen old Flint. Dead and buried he is, but I seen him. Jim, I'll give you a golden guinea for a noggin of rum.
When I brought it to him, he seized it greedily and drank it out.
Aye, that's better. Now, matey, did that doctor say how long I was to lie here?
A week at least.
Thunder, a week? I can't do that. They'd have the black spot on me by then. The thing thereafter, it's in me sea chest. I was old Flint's first mate, and I'm the only one as knows the place he buried it. He gave it me at Savannah when he lay a-dying.
What's the black spot, Captain?
A summons from old Flint's crew. And them as gets it, Jim, is lucky when they're dead.
A week went by. And then about 3 o'clock on a bitter, foggy, frosty afternoon, I saw someone coming along the road. He was plainly blind, for he tapped before him with a stick, and he was hunched, as if with age or weakness, and wore a huge old tattered sea cloak with a hood.
Kind Christian friends, take pity on a poor blind mariner who has lost the precious sight of his eyes. Tell me where I may now be.
You are at the Admiral Benbow Inn.
Will you give me your hand, my kind young friend, and lead me in?
I held out my hand, and in a moment, the horrible eyeless creature gripped it like a vice.
Ow! Now, boy, take me to the captain.
Sir, upon my word, I dare not.
You heard me. Take me in straight.
Yes, sir.
Good. And when I'm in view, say to him, here's a friend for you, Bill Bones. If you don't, I'll twist your arm out of your body. Do you hear?
Yes, sir.
Ow! Stash your chatter. Damn you. Now forward march.
Here's a friend for you, Bill Bones.
Now, Bill, sit where you are. Business is business. Hold out your left hand, Bill. Boy, take its left hand by the wrist and bring it near to my right. Here's a little bit of paper for you, Bill Bones. Now that's done. I'll be going. Goodbye, Bill.
What time is it, Jim?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock? 10 o'clock. 6 hours, Pew and Black Dog and Long John Silver. The whole crew of them will fight.
Captain, Mother, the captain's dead.
What? Dead? What? In our house? He owes us money, he does. And me, a poor widow.
But Mother, if Black Dog comes back, or the blind man, looking for their share of the booty, they won't be likely to pay his debts.
Oh, Black Dog, fiddlesticks. There's something in that old chest of his upstairs that's rightfully mine. And we'll have that chest open if we die for it.
Look, Mother, look!
On the floor, close to the dead man's hand, there was a little round of paper, blackened on one side.
The black spot.
I took it up and read.
You have till 10 tonight. 4 hours.
Now, Jim, that chest is locked up tight. We must find that key. Perhaps it's round his neck. Tear open his shirt.
There, sure enough, hanging on a bit of string. We found the key. Then my mother got a candle, and holding each other's hands, we went upstairs.
Give me the key, Jim. Now then. Nothing in here. Not a thing of value. Not a penny.
Mother, look!
There at the very bottom lay a bundle, tied up in oilcloth, looking like papers, and a canvas bag that gave forth at a touch the jingle of gold.
Do you see, young Jim? I knew we'd find it. But I'll show these rogues that I'm an honest woman. I'll have me due, and not a farthing over. Here, Jim, hold this bag.
The coins were of all countries and sizes, doubloons and guineas, and pieces of 8. As my mother sorted through the coins, I picked up the oilcloth packet and quickly hid it away in my breast pocket.
Mother!
What is it, Jim?
Mother, listen. Come, Mother, take the whole, and let's be gone.
No, I'll have me do, Jim, and no more.
But Mother, you heard him. That was the blind man.
I know my rights.
No, Mother, you don't see.
Oh dear, I'll take what I have.
Next moment, we were in full retreat towards the village, the scoundrel shouting behind us.
Faster, Mother!
Oh, Jim!
Mother, hurry!
I'm going to faint. Oh, Jim, take the money and go on.
Mother? Mother!
She had fainted. I managed somehow to drag her down into the bank of the ditch. A moment later, the house was surrounded.
Bones! Bill Bones! Down with the door then.
In, you lubbers! Loot the house and find it!
Bill's dead.
Hey, Pew, Bill's dead.
Search him, you sharking lubbers! And the rest of you! I'll often get the chest!
Our poor house was pulled apart and smashed. Whatever it was they were after, they did not find it.
Well, is it there?
Nothing.
Jim?
Mother, shh, are you all right?
What is it, Jim? What are they after?
The map! Mother Flint's map!
Scatter, my lads.
Hold on, you sneaks! It's in the house! You know it is!
The signal, Pew, the signal.
You dogs! Are you giving up now? You'd be rich as kings if you could find it.
Get out! Out! Make yourselves scarce, boys.
Dirk! Black Dog! Johnny Dirk! You won't leave old Pew, mates! Not old Pew! Johnny, Black Dog! You won't leave old Pew! Ah!
Hugh was stone dead, crushed by horses. The horsemen, as it turned out, were soldiers in pursuit of the pirate band. They took my mother to a neighbor's house. Then an officer and I went on to tell the Squire Trelawney about these awful events. We rode hard, all the way till we came to the Squire Trelawney's door.
The squire is supping tonight with Dr. Livesey.
The officer and I were led into the dining room. The squire rose to meet us, very stately and condescending.
Come in, gentlemen.
Good evening, Squire Trelawney. Good evening, Dr. Livesey.
Good evening to you, friend Jim. Good evening, officer. What brings you here?
Then the officer stood up straight and stiff and told his story. When he finished, all the men in the room eyed me critically.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Who does he think he is?
It can't be true.
He's like,
What
14.
evidence does he have?
We can't trust him.
Yeah. Well, Hawkins, they attacked the house, you say? Well, what were they after? Bill's money, I suppose.
No, Your Honor. I believe I have the thing in my breast pocket. And to tell you the truth, I should like to put it in safety.
I say, man, you were telling us, Jim, you have the thing that they were after?
Here it is, sir.
What?
Interesting.
Is it true?
My
It's just a
word.
piece of paper. I don't see anything.
It's true. If it's worth something.
You've heard of this Captain Flint, I suppose, Squire Trelawney.
Heard of him? He was the bloodthirstiest buccaneer that sailed. Blackbeard was nothing compared to Flint.
Well, we have here some clue to where Flint buried his treasure. Will that treasure amount to much?
Amount, sir? It'll amount to this. I'll put out a ship in Bristol dock and take you and Hawkins here along. And I'll have that treasure if I search a year, sir.
Very well. Now, if young Jim is agreeable, we'll open the packet. A map of an island. Tall trees, spyglass shoulder, bearing a point to the north and northeast, Skeleton Island. The bar silver is in the North Cache.
Tomorrow, I start for Bristol. In 3 weeks' time, we'll have a ship, sir, and a choice crew. Hawkins shall come as cabin boy. You, Dr. Livesey, as ship's doctor. I am Admiral.
I'll go with you, Squire Trelawney. So will young Jim, and he'll be a credit to the undertaking. There is only one man I'm afraid of.
Who's that? Name the dog, sir.
You, sir, for you cannot hold your tongue.
It was longer than the Squire Trelawney imagined ere we were ready for the sea. Weeks passed on. Then one fine day, there came a letter from the squire, from Bristol.
Dear Dr. Livesey, our ship finally lies at anchor, ready for sea. It was the crew that delayed me. Then I had the most remarkable stroke of fortune. I was standing on the dock when by the merest accident I fell and talked with an old salt. He had hobbled down there that morning with a parrot on his shoulder. I engaged him on the spot to be, well, ship's cook. Long John Silver he is called, and has lost a leg. I thought I only found a cook, but it was a crew I discovered. Between Long John Silver and myself, we got together in a few days a company of the toughest old salts imaginable.
On the 16th of April, 1764, the schooner Hispaniola set sail from Bristol Harbor. I can remember it as if it were yesterday. Me in my new blue cabin boy's clothes, leaning over the rail, waving goodbye to my mother. Doing my best not to cry, for it was the first time I had been away from home. Then a little before noon, Captain Smollett gave an order. The boatswain sounded his pipe.
And the schooner left the dock.
Soon the sail began to draw, and the land to slip away. The Hispaniola had begun her voyage to Treasure Island. On the second day out, I made the acquaintance of Long John Silver.
Ark? Hey there, boy. Come in. Come on in to Long John's galley.
Ark? To tell you the truth, at the very first mention of Long John in the squire's letter, I had taken a fear in my mind that this might be the very one-legged sailor dreaded by Bill Bones. But one look at him was enough. I had seen Black Dog and Blind Pew, and I knew what a buccaneer looked like. Very different from this pleasant-looking sea cook. His left leg was cut off close to the hip, and under the left shoulder, he carried a crutch.
Ark, pieces your feet, pieces your feet.
Are you Mr. Silver, sir?
Yes, me lad. Such is me name to be sure. And you're Hawkins, eh? Your first trip to sea, matey?
Yes, sir.
Well, well. There's a lot of things you're going to learn before this here voyage is over. And if you have any questions, you just come to Long John Silver and ask him, see?
Ark, pieces your feet, pieces your feet.
Here's Captain Flint. I call my parrot Captain Flint.
Ark,
Yep, Captain Flint, after the famous buccaneer.
pieces your feet.
Aye, she's a powerful old bird, is Captain Flint. 200 years old if she's a day.
Pieces your feet, pieces your feet, pieces your feet.
At the end of the third week, we left Madeira behind us. The ship proved to be a good ship, the seamen capable. There was only one man aboard who was not satisfied, and that was Captain Smollett.
I'll speak plain. I don't like it. I don't like me officers. I don't like this crew. I don't like the men. That's short and sweet.
But nobody paid much attention to him. Every man on board seemed well content. Double grog was served on the least excuse, and always a barrel of apples standing waist high for anyone to help himself that had a fancy.
Never do come of it yet. Hand out apples? Ha! Spoil the crew and you make devils.
But good did come of that apple barrel. It was the last day of our outward voyage. We were coming close to the side of Treasure Island, just after sundown. When all my work was over, I thought I should like an apple. I ran out on deck. The watch was all forward, looking out for the island. The stock was low, so I had to climb into the apple barrel to get one. Suddenly, I heard voices on deck.
Ark, Ark. Look here, mates. How long are we gonna stand off and on like blessed choir boys?
How long? By the powers, the last moment I can manage. And that's how long. How many brisk lads have we seen drying in the sun at Execution Dock? And all for this same Murray. He's a first-rate seaman, Captain Smollett. Sails the blessed ship for us.
We're all seamen aboard your, I should think.
Oh, Forsalans, you mean? I know the sort you are. You're never happy till you're drunk.
That's funny.
I don't know where this treasure is, do I? No more do you, says you. And here's this squire and doctor, with a map and such. Well, the squire and doctor shall find the treasure for us, and help us to get it aboard, by the powers.
After that, what do we do with them, John Long John Silver? After that.
Well, what would you think we does with them? Put 'em ashore like maroons, or cut 'em down like that much pork? Duty is duty, mates. Wait. Wait is what I says. When the time comes, why, let her rip.
Away to the southwest of us, Treasure Island. 10 minutes later, we were gathered down in the cabin. The squire, doctor, the captain, and myself.
Now, Hawkins, you have something to say. Speak up.
I did as I was bid. I told him the whole story of Long John Silver's conversation. Then the squire rose.
Captain Smollett, you were right, and I was wrong. I call myself an ass. I await your orders, sir.
This Long John Silver is a remarkable man.
Here's the way I see it. We must go on. Now, what I propose is that we don't wait for them to surprise us, but that we come to blows at our own time and when they least expect it. There must be some faithful hands left. Well, we must find out who they are.
Young Jim here can help us more than anyone. The men are not shy with him, and Jim is a noticing lad.
Hawkins, I put prodigious faith in you.
In the meantime, there were only 7 out of 26 on whom we knew we could rely on. And of these 7, I was a boy. So that the grown men on our side were 6 to their 19. Next morning, there was not a breath of air moving, nor a sound, but that of the surf, booming half a mile away along the beaches. The heat was sweltering, and the men grumbled fiercely over their work. Mutiny, it was plain, hung over us like a thundercloud. Around noon, Captain Smollett came up on deck.
Me lads, we've had a hot day and we're all tired and out of sorts. A quick turn ashore hurt nobody. So you can take the gigs, and as many as please may go ashore for the afternoon.
Hey, wait a bit, men. What's the hurry?
John Silver suspected a trick. He hopped her on the deck on his one leg.
What's the hurry? Wait a bit, will you, men?
Soon the party was organized. 6 fellows were to stay on board, and 13, including Long John Silver, began to embark. Suddenly, I had a mad notion to go ashore, too. In a jiffy, I had slipped over the side and curled up in the foresheets of the nearest boat. No one took notice of me. No sooner had we touched shore than I leapt out and plunged into the nearest thicket. Behind me, I could hear John Silver's voice.
Hey, Jim! Jim, me boy! Hey, Jim!
Long John Silver was quick at his work. 2 faithful members of the crew were murdered on the island that afternoon, only an hour after we had landed. The first one I heard. The second killing I saw with my own eyes from where I lay hidden among the trees.
Well, think hard, mate. Are you with us?
Sure as God sees me, I'd sooner lose me hand than turn again me duty.
Mate, it's me or a bullet to the brains.
John Silver, you're made of mine no more. If like a dog, I'll die in me duty. You've killed Alan, have you? Kill me too if you can, but I defies you.
He started to walk away.
Try this then.
Long John whipped a knife from his belt and sent it hurtling through the air. It struck him in the back and killed him. I didn't wait. I ran as I never ran before. A mad laugh followed me.
Darby McGraw!
I looked up the side of the hill.
Woo!
Far above me, I saw something left behind the trunk of a tree. It seemed dark and shaggy. I turned and began to run again. Suddenly, the thing appeared in front of me, and running forward, threw itself on its knees before me and held out its begging hands.
Who are you?
I'm poor Ben Gunn, I am. I haven't spoken with a Christian these 3 years. Marooned! 3 years marooned and lived on goats since then, and berries. You mightn't happen to have a piece of cheese about you now, no? Many's the night I've dreamt of cheese. Toasted mostly. What do you call yourself, mate?
Jim.
Jim! Well now, Jim, you wouldn't think I was rich to look at me now, would ya?
Why, no, not in particular.
Ah, well, but I am, Jim. I'm rich, and you'll bless your stars, you will. You was the first that found me. Woo!
Suddenly, his eye fell on the Hispaniola anchored offshore. Between it and the land was the jolly boat, with 5 men moving toward shore. But I could not tell if they were our men or the mutineers.
Jim, tell me it ain't true. That ain't Flint's ship.
It's not Flint's ship, and Flint is dead. There's some of Flint's hands aboard, though. Bad luck for us.
Not a man with 1 leg?
Long John Silver.
Woo! If you were sent by Long John, woo! I'm as good as pork, I know it. I was in Flint's ship with John Silver when old Flint buried the treasure. He and 6 along, 6 strong seamen. They was ashore nigh on a week. And then one day, here come Flint by himself in a little boat, and the 6 all dead. Dead and buried, along with the treasure. How he done it, not a man of us could make out.
I told him the purpose of our voyage and the predicament in which we now found ourselves.
Oh, that Long John, he's a bad un. Well, you just put your trust in Ben Gunn. Ben Gunn's the man to help ya. You tell that to your Squire Trelawney, Jim. Whoa, look at that!
Far off, we saw a Union Jack fluttering in the air above the woods.
There's your friend, sure enough. Long John Silver flied the Jolly Roger. That's your friend, sure enough. Ashore in the old stockade, made years and years ago by Flint. Whoa, what's that?
That's the ship's cannon. They're shooting at the stockade. Come on.
Wait a minute. Jim, wait. Rum wouldn't bring me down there. But remember, Jim, where Ben Gunn is wanted, you knows where to find him.
Aye, aye, Mr. Gunn.
I started to run towards the flag.
Hey, Jim!
Yes, sir.
You won't forget that piece of cheese, will you, mate?
No, sir.
It was less than a mile to the stockade. It was heavy running through the woods. The shooting was getting louder. Suddenly before me I saw a clearing, and the smoke of muskets fired nearby.
Hey there!
Oh, who goes there?
Hey, don't shoot! It's me!
Jim! Yeah! Oh!
Moments later, I was over the stockade among my friends, and soon afterward the firing ceased. The mutineers were saving their powder. The stockade was a good place, with the walls 6 feet high all around it. We could have held it against a regiment. And here Captain Smollett decided to stay and await our enemy's next move. I told Dr. Livesey and the Squire Trelawney about Ben Gunn.
Hey! Flag of truce! Flag of truce!
Who's that?
It's Long John Silver. Stop or we fire!
Flag of truce!
We need lookouts. Dr. Livesey, take the north side if you please.
Yes, sir.
Jim, the east. Gray, west. Lively men and careful. What do you want with your flag of truce?
Captain Long John Silver, sir. Come to make terms.
Captain Long John Silver. Oh, why, you black-hearted scoundrel!
Silence, sir. Silence. If you wish to talk to me, you can come, and that's all. If there's any treachery, it'll be on your side, and the Lord help you.
That's enough, Captain. A word from you's enough. I know a gentleman.
Stop there.
Eh? You ain't gonna let me inside, Captain? It's a cold morning, to be sure, sir, to sit outside on the sand. Oh, there's young Jim. Top of the morning to you, Jim. Why, there you're all together, like a happy family, in a manner of speaking.
If you've anything to say, my man, you better say it.
Well, here it is. We want that treasure, and we'll have it. That's our point, Captain Smollett. You have a chart, haven't you?
That's as may be.
Oh, well, you have, I know that. What I mean is, we want your chart. You give us the chart, and I'll give you my word of honor to clap you somewhere safe ashore.
Is that all you have to say?
Every last word, by thunder. Refuse that, and all you'll have next is musket balls.
Very good. Now, you'll hear me. If you come up one by one unarmed, I'll engage to clap you all in irons and take you home to a fair trial in England. You can't find the treasure, you can't sail the ship, and you can't fight us. I stand here and tell you so, and it's the last good word you'll get from me.
Ha! Laugh, by thunder, laugh. Before an hour's out, you'll laugh on the other side. Them that die'll be the lucky ones.
10 minutes later, nothing remained of the mutineers but the 5 who had fallen. The attacking party did not come back that night. The next day was stifling hot. After dinner, Dr. Livesey sent for me.
Jim, lad, was it cheese you said Ben Gunn had a fancy for?
Yes, sir. Cheese.
Well, Jim, you've seen my snuff box, haven't you? But you've never seen me take snuff. The reason being that in my snuff box I carry a piece of Parmesan cheese. Well, that's for Ben Gunn. Will you see that he gets it? Well, good then, and goodbye, lad.
Then he took up his hat and pistols, girded on his cutlass, put the chart in his pocket, and set off briskly through the trees. That afternoon, a new idea came to me. This was to swim out under the cover of the night, cut the Espanola adrift, and let her go ashore where she fancied. The mutineers, after their repulse of the morning, had nothing nearer their hearts than to up anchor and away to sea. This I thought would be a fine thing to prevent. It was evening when I reached the east coast of the island. I could see the Espanola lying at anchor offshore, and there was the Jolly Roger, the black flag of piracy, flying from her peak. As the last rays of daylight dwindled and disappeared, absolute darkness settled down on Treasure Island. The next night, I was back on land. I was proud of myself, and with good reason. I had grounded the Espanola, beached her up tidily in the North Inlet, with no harm done, safe from the mutineers. I had no trouble finding the stockade, coming in from the shore, keeping close in shadow where the darkness was thickest. I crept into the blockhouse, and I could see nothing. In the dark, I felt for a place to lie down.
Pieces of eight, pieces of eight, pieces of eight.
What's happening? What's going on?
Who goes? Who goes? Bring a torch, Dirk. Well, well, shiver me timbers. Young Jim Hawkins, eh? Dropped in, like, eh? Quite a pleasant surprise for poor old John. Always wanted you to join my camp and take your share, and die a gentleman. And now here ye be.
Where are my friends?
Now, where do you think, my son?
Have you killed them?
What do you think?
Well, I'm not such a fool, but I know pretty well what I have to expect. But there's a thing or two I have to tell you. And the first is this. Here you are, in a bad way. Ship lost, treasure lost, and men lost. And if you want to know who did it, it was I. I was in the apple barrel the night we sighted land. I heard you, John. And you, Dirk Johnson. And Hans, who's now at the bottom of the sea, and told every word you said before the hour was out. And as for the schooner, it was I who cut her cable. And it was I who brought her. Well, you'll never see her more. Not one of you. I no more fear you than I fear fly.
I'll put one to that. And here goes, you sneaking son of a skunk.
Avast there! Did any of you gentlemen want to have it out with me? By thunder, you'll obey. I like that boy now. What I say is this. Let me see him that'll lay a hand on the lad. That's what I say. And he'll answer to my saber. Well, you're all hot for action, so here. I was waiting to show you this. And what does it look like, lads? A chart. That's what it is, a chart. A chart of this island. Old Flint's chart. Now, what do you say to that?
That was the end of the night's business. Only much later, I woke up suddenly and felt someone beside me.
Jim. Young Jim. It's me, boy.
Yes, Long John.
I saved your life for you tonight, Jim. Now you and me stick close, Jim. Talking of trouble, Jim. Why did those friends of yours leave that chart behind when they cleared out of here? I came in here this morning and found the place empty. And the chart lying there on the table, where I couldn't miss it. There's something strange here. Don't know if it be good or bad. Ark?
The next morning, we set out after the treasure.
Tall tree, spyglass shoulder, bearing a point to the north and northeast. Skeleton Island,
We've got to be getting close.
east, southeast. And by east, 10 east.
Hey, over here. Come quick.
At the foot of a pine, half covered with green creeper, a human skeleton lay on the ground.
A skeleton, big God. We're getting close. It's a pointer. This is one of Flint's jokes and no mistake. Alone he killed him, every man. And this one he hauled up here and laid down as the compass. Yes.
Listen.
15 men on a dead man's chest.
Do you hear what I hear?
Yo-ho-ho!
That's Flint's ghost, bigod. Old Flint.
Darby McGraw!
Oh, Lord.
Darby McGraw! Fetch after the
There was his last words.
Darby McGraw!
Old Flint's last words.
Oh, Lord.
Shipmates! Shipmates! There's 750,000 pounds, not a quarter of a mile from here. Since when did men of steel come afeard of a little noise?
Belay there, John, don't you cross a spirit.
Spirit? Well, maybe. You know whose voice that was? It was like her, somebody else's. It was like her. By the powers, Ben Gunn.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye, so it were. Ben Gunn it were.
Why, nobody minds Ben Gunn. Dead or alive, nobody minds him.
Spyglass shoulder. Bearing a point to the northeast. Skeleton Island. Southeast and by east. 10 feet.
Hey, mates, here's the tall tree.
We finally found it, guys! It's here! Where did you put the gold, you sharkin' lover?
Before us was a great ditch, and in this was the shaft of a pick, broken in two, and the boards of several packing cases strewn around, all branded with the name Walrus, the name of Flint's ship. The treasure had been found and taken. The 700,000 pounds were gone.
We've been jiggered.
No gold! Nothing!
There never was such an overturn in this world. For each of these pirates, it was as though he had been struck. But with Long John Silver, the blow passed almost instantly. He kept his head, found his temper, and changed his plan before the others had time to realize the disappointment.
Jim, take this pistol and stand by for trouble.
Fistful of sand, that's your 700,000 pounds, is it? You wooden-headed lubber.
Dig away, boys. You'll find some oysters, and I shouldn't wonder.
Oysters? Mates, do you hear that? I tell you now, that man there knew it all along. Look in the face of him and you'll see it wrote there.
Ah, Mary, playing at being the captain again? You're a pushing lad, to be sure.
Mates, there's two of them alone there. One's the old cripple that brought us here and blundered us down to this. The other's that boy that I mean to have the heart of. Now, mates.
Mary was raising his arm in his voice and plainly meant to lead a charge. But just then, before you could wink, Long John fired 2 barrels of a pistol into the angry man. Mary tumbled head foremost into the sand. Long John Silver stood over him, his pistol still smoking.
Well, marry me, lad. I reckon I settled you.
At that same moment, shouts were heard above our heads. It was Ben Gunn, Dr. Livesey, and the Squire Trelawney. The doctor's plan had worked. The pirates had fallen into a trap.
Forward, lads!
As quickly as it started, the battle was over. Long John Silver dropped his pistols and raised his hands into the air.
Right kindly of you to stop by, Doctor. You came in about the nick, I guess, for me and Hawkins. And so it's you, Ben Gunn. Well, you're a nice one to be sure.
I'm Ben Gunn, I am. And how do, Mr. Long John Silver? I'm guessing you be wondering where I hid away all your treasure.
Ben, to think it was you who've done me in.
John Silver, you're a prodigious villain and an impostor, sir. Your crimes, sir, hang about your neck like millstones. But you saved this boy's life, and I'll mention that at your trial.
Thank ye kindly, sir.
It took us 3 days to move the treasure from Ben Gunn's cave to the ship. On the 8th day of December, the Hispaniola reached Bristol. 5 men only of those who had sailed returned with her. Well, that was 19 years ago. All of us had an ample share of the treasure and used it wisely or foolishly, according to our natures. Cam Smollett is now retired from the sea. As for Ben Gunn, he lived a hearty life eating nothing but cheese. Long John Silver vanished on the voyage one night off the coast of Mexico, and we heard no more of him. Sometimes I dream of Treasure Island. The worst dreams that ever I have are when I hear the surf booming about its coast, or start upright in bed with the sharp voice of Captain Flynn still ringing in my ears.
Pieces of feet, pieces of feet, pieces of feet.
You have just heard Red Room Radio Redu's adaptation of Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson, with Lydia Nelson as studio announcer and seaman, Cody Hansen as Jim Hawkins, Allison Morrell as young Jim, Hannah Sterling as Bill Bones, Delaney Johnson as Mother, Sophie Anderson as Dr. Livesey, Rachel Reesing as Blind Pew, Joy Klingensmith as Black Dog, Jody Baker as Ben Gunn, Brett Lund as Dirk, Luke Mortland as Johnny, Callie Trussell as Mary, Ayla Anderson as Morgan, Leah Oliver as Hans, Carter Lotz as servant and officer, Ed Oquist as Squire Trelawney, Ava Johnson as Captain Flint, Jaden Klingensmith as Long John Silver, Hannah Copel as Captain Smollett, and our techies Grace Bergeron, Liz Fix, Matthew Copel, Brandon Lund, and Dylan Schleicher.